It's Tuesday, August 5th. In the headlines, the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PBCJ, says Jamaica's population declined in 2024. And a contract signed for feasibility studies for the North-South Highway extension. In business news, new development launched in St. Elizabeth. Regionally, Trinidad and Tobago's chamber urges CARICOM dialogue after U.S. tariff increase. And in sports, West Indies under-19 women lose home series to USA 3-1. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Work has commenced on the feasibility studies for the extension of the North-South Highway. The government and China Harbour Engineering Company signed a contract for the studies on Monday. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, while noting that physical construction has not yet started, emphasized that the launch of the feasibility study marks the official start of the project. The announcement comes just days after major traffic congestion in Discovery Bay, St. Anne, caused by an entertainment event, reignited calls for improved road infrastructure in the area.
Let me be frank. Sometimes we believe that the highway construction begins when we start to see clearing of the site. That's the time when the public believes that road work is going to start. They have to see some equipment move onto the road, and then they say, yes, road construction begins. But I'm going to be at pains to explain, as I have done on several occasions, that the work actually starts when we make the decision that we are going to be doing the feasibility studies.
The highway extension is expected to ease traffic flow and support future development along the northern corridor. The Prime Minister says the government will also carry out works on the current North-South Highway and that both projects will be done in a strategic manner.
We are going to pursue both projects, both the upgrade of the existing highway and the extension of the North-South Highway, but we're going to be strategic. We're going to do the North-South Highway extension, toll extension first, before we undertake any upgrade or construction on the existing alignment.
Dr. Holness says constructing and upgrading highways will create seamless travel across Jamaica, which is expected to stimulate business activity throughout the island. In 2024, Jamaica's population declined by 3,500 people. According to the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PBCJ, this was due to decreases in births, down 11.9%, deaths, down 5.9%, and net migration. 8,800 people left, fewer than the 14,900 in 2023. The population at year-end was estimated at 2,700,400, down from 2,703,900 in 2023. The PBCJ highlighted that population trends are influenced by birth, death, and migration rates. Here's more from the agency itself.
Like the tides that shape our shores, Jamaica's population is shifting, growing older, growing slower, and growing smaller as many leave our island for opportunities abroad. These changes aren't unique to us, and Jamaica has a plan. Bold actions in the National Population and Sustainable Development Policy and Program of Action. The national goal is a balanced population growth that supports the well-being of all Jamaicans, children and youth, working-age persons and older persons, adequate services for persons with disabilities and other vulnerable groups. A Jamaica where no one is left behind. We're seeing progress. The Economic and Social Survey Jamaica shows that life expectancy in the late 1960s and 1970s was about 65 years. In 2011, it was 75 years. About 16% of the population now has tertiary education. In 1962, it was less than 1%. The 2022 Jamaica Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey notes that there is almost universal access to improved drinking water in Jamaican households. But challenges remain. Our birth rate has dropped below replacement of the population. Too many skilled Jamaicans are leaving, and about 50% of households in rural areas do not have access to improved drinking water in the home. Jamaicans agree that we need actions to enable persons at every life stage. Quality healthcare, education and training, and attractive jobs. Incentives need to be developed to attract and retain highly skilled professionals in Jamaica. This is critical for major service sectors such as health, finance, energy, information technology, agriculture, infrastructure, and education. We must pursue ongoing policy changes to facilitate protection and income security for vulnerable groups such as persons with disabilities and the elderly. This is to include the portability of pensions and other social and financial benefits. The solutions may not always be easy to achieve, but the vision is clear. We want a cohesive Jamaican society that is fresh, inclusive, and thriving for generations to come.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is touting the growth potential of Jamaica's agricultural sector, and he's encouraging both farmers and local investors to seize the available opportunities. Speaking at the 71st Dembi Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show on Sunday, he emphasized that agriculture in Jamaica is becoming more organized and bankable, attracting institutional support. He urged investment in agro-parks and crop production to support food independence and national food security. The Prime Minister, along with stakeholders in the agricultural sector, toured sections of the Dembi showground. He highlighted the level of organization of the event.
Is that there is a real difference in the organization of the show and in the quality of the output on display. And I think the farmers can take a bow and take credit of this.
Dr. Holness also spoke of the development of clusters within the sector.
It's one thing for an individual farmer to buck up the minister somewhere and say, "Minister, I need this." It's another thing for the entire grouping to come together and say, "Minister, here are our recommendations. This is what the group is experiencing." And it's also easier for the minister to meet with the group and say, "Listen, here is the direction that we should go."
He was impressed by the quality of produce on show, reflecting on the recent launch of irrigated arable lands for farmers. Dr. Holness says it's time to expand and look towards agricultural independence.
So my call today is to the farmers who are here, but to other Jamaican investors who are listening. Agriculture is becoming organized. Agriculture is becoming recognized. And when you are organized and institutions begin to recognize that organization,
then you become what is called in business term bankable.
For the news on PBCJ, I'm Simone Absalom Gill. The U.S. State Department is proposing a controversial move that could make it harder and more expensive for some Caribbean nationals to visit the United States. Under a new pilot program, applicants for business and tourist visas from countries with high overstay rates may be required to pay a bond of up to $15,000 from US $5,000, depending on the applicant's risk profile. The measure is part of wider immigration tightening under the Donald Trump administration, which recently introduced additional in-person interviews and stricter passport requirements for visa applicants. The visa bond proposal is expected to take effect 15 days after its formal publication, but the list of affected countries has not yet been released. Officials say the move is to protect the U.S. government from costs associated with overstays, but critics warn it could price out genuine travelers and create confusion around the application process. Stay away from dehydrating beverages like alcohol and caffeine this summer. Find out why in this Living Healthy report from the World Health Organization.
Keeping your body cool during hot weather. Remember to take care of yourself during a heat wave. Try wearing loose-fitting clothing and using light bed linen. Take cool showers. Make sure to drink water regularly. And avoid sugary, alcoholic, or caffeinated drinks.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Treasure Bay Estates is a brand new gated community in Great Bay, Treasure Beach. This development features 132 residential lots, each approximately quarter-acre in size with ocean and mountain views. Each lot is sold with an approved architectural plan, and purchasers are required to complete construction within 5 years of purchase. Features of the development include a clubhouse with a pool, a gym, an on-site management office, hard courts for tennis, pickleball, and other recreational activities, including a children's playground and beautifully landscaped green spaces. Passive income in the form of dividends have been announced by companies listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Grace Kennedy has declared a dividend of 55 cents per stock unit payable on September 22, 2025 to stockholders on record as at August 29, 2025. Guardian Holdings Limited has declared a dividend of Trinidad and Tobago 22 cents per share payable on September 5, 2025 to shareholders on record as at August 20, 2025. Access Financial Services Limited has advised that the Board of Directors approved the following dividends: 12 cents per share for the quarter ending March 31, 2025, and 10 cents per share for the quarter ending June 30, 2025. The dividends will be payable on August 29, 2025 to all ordinary shareholders on record. As earnings seasons continues, two notable companies have announced results. Supreme Ventures Limited unaudited financials for the 6 months ending June 30, 2025 reports 6 months net profit attributable to shareholders of 1.3 billion Jamaican dollars. Access Financial Limited audited financials for the year ending March 31, 2025 reports a 48% increase in year-end net profit. For the trading period ending August 4, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 4,641,484 units trading, representing 24.64% of market sales volume. Investment house Sagicor Select Funds Limited Manufacturing and Distribution with 3,709,913 units traded, representing 19.70% of market sales volume. Alternative energy provider Wigton Energy Limited with 2,028,135 units traded, representing 10.77% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On August 4, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $63.08 million purchased and US $74.67 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $2.05 per dollar, selling the US at $161.16 and buying the US at $159.11. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders $6.43 per transaction, with selling at $117.17 and buying at $110.74. The British pound yielded Forex traders $4.95 in profits, with selling at $213.68 and buying at $208.73. For our credit report tip of the day, rebuilding credit isn't glamorous and it's rarely fast, but it's one of the most strategic, empowering, and financially freeing decisions you can make. It takes courage to face your numbers, consistently to stay the course, and vision to keep going when results feel invisible. Whether you're recovering from a setback or simply refining your financial profile, the process pays off in powerful ways. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is sounding the alarm over a new U.S. executive order that will see tariffs on regional exports, including goods from Trinidad and Tobago, jump from 10 to 15%, starting August 7. The chamber warns the move could hit local manufacturers hard and is urging both the government and CARICOM to step in and press Washington for urgent talks and a stronger regional trade deal.
Weighing in on the latest announcement of a U.S. hike in reciprocal tariff rates from 10 to 15% targeting the Caribbean region, the increase in the tariff rate will come into effect on August 7th. Senior economist and president of the College of Science, Technology and Applied Arts of Trinidad and Tobago's Dr. Keith Nurse notes the United States is Trinidad and Tobago's largest trading partner.
The total trade is estimated at $6 billion US or 42 billion TT dollars. Trinidad and Tobago actually generates a surplus in the goods trade with the United States, close to the tune of 1.6 billion.
Dr. Nurse says while the tariff is a challenge, it is not a huge one for this country.
47% of our exports are exempt from the tariff. These are our exports in oil and gas related areas, so the hydrocarbon sector by and large. The non-exempt areas of energy exports, for example, ammonia, fertilizers, and so on, is where the impact is going to be felt.
He points to the fact that Trinidad and Tobago is one of the largest exporters of fertilizers and other energy-related products in the world. Dr. Nurse adds that the tariff is going to have a big impact on that area as well as on our manufacturing sector.
But what needs to be calculated are two key areas. One is the relative tariff, not the absolute tariff. The absolute tariff is 15%, but really what we need to be thinking about, what is the relative tariff compared to our competitors, for example. So most Caribbean countries are at about the same, either 10% or 15%. And so we are not significantly disadvantaged because many of our competitors and comparators are also in the same range.
Dr. Nurse says there are other areas that need to be discussed with regard to the tariff.
What also needs to be calculated and taken into account is what is called the relative weighted tariff. In the case of Trinidad and Tobago, this is applied across the board to all of what we export into the United States, and so the tariff escalation there is estimated at about 4.9%.
The senior economist says, in addition to merchandise and goods, there is also the market for intellectual property and services.
So the debate needs to move beyond focusing only on the goods trade to look at services and trade in intellectual property. And in this respect, Trinidad and Tobago is a net importer from the United States when you take these other areas into account.
These services include shipping, accounting, banking, tourism, and more.
A country like the United States is the largest provider of trade and services as well as trade in intellectual property. We all use US technology, we all use a lot of US software, and things like the growth of the apps market, the growth of AI are all examples of how the United States dominates in both services and intellectual property exports.
Belize is stepping onto the world stage with pride and purpose. On Sunday, the Jewel celebrated its National Day at Expo 2025 in Osaka, Japan, with international showcase of culture, innovation, and global vision. Under the theme, One Belize, One Purpose, Ecosystems for Life, the country put its vibrant heritage and commitment to sustainability front and center. Leading the charge was Prime Minister John Bresigno, joined by Ministers Anthony Mahaler and Devin Daly, as they delivered a powerful message of unity and forward-thinking development to the world.
From the beat of Garifuna drums to bold, inspiring speeches, Belize brought its energy, culture, and vision to one of the biggest global expos. It was a proud and vibrant moment for Belize on the world stage as the country celebrated its National Day at Expo 2025 in Osaka, Japan. Visitors were treated to an immersive experience, interactive displays, colorful performances, and a warm welcome that showcased not just who Belize is, but where it's headed.
On behalf of the government and people of Belize, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the government of Japan, the organizers of Expo 2025 Osaka, and to all participating nations gathered here in a spirit of shared hope, progress, and global unity. It is an honor to celebrate Belize's National Day at this magnificent World Exposition, a stage where our collective dreams for the future are not just imagined, but actively pursued. Expo 2025's powerful theme of designing future societies for our lives resonates deeply with Belize's own development path, rooted in sustainability, cultural preservation, and community empowerment.
As a part of the cultural showcase, Belize unveiled a stunning visual tribute to its Maya heritage, one that resonated deeply with the international audience. Here's a portion of that presentation that captured the essence of our indigenous roots.
The Maya are the living descendants of Belize's first peoples, guardians of a civilization rooted in deep history and alive in every heartbeat of our land. From the Quechua and Mopan Maya of the south to the Yucatec Maya of the north and west, each community nurtures its own vibrant identity, bound by shared ancestry and cultural pride. In southern Belize, the ancient deer dance, once whispered through generations, now bursts into view. The men dance, the women prepare sacred meals, the children watch, remember, and learn. In the north, the Yucatec Maya, descendants of those who fled the caste war, have revived the Pocatop, the sacred ballgame once played to reflect the balance of the universe. Whether through dance, sport, craft, or cuisine, the Maya of Belize breathe new life into ancient traditions, teaching, celebrating, and preserving a living heritage that spans generations.
Adding to the vibrant atmosphere, the unmistakable sound of marimba echoed through the expo grounds, performed live as a proud representation of Belize's cultural rhythm and celebration. The Creole spirit is the soul of Belize, strong, proud, and deeply rooted in our African heritage. It's a legacy of resilience that keeps rising generation after generation.
We open our sports report with cricket. The West Indies women's under-19 cricket team endured a challenging home series, falling 3-1 to the USA after an intensive 5-match T20 international series at Sir Frank Worrell Memorial Ground at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine. Here's more from Nasir Mohammed.
Despite the overall defeat in the 5-match T20 series, West Indies all-rounder Nijani Cumberbatch emerged as the most valuable player of the series. Cumberbatch also tied for the highest wicket-taker of the tournament, alongside USA's Sanvi Imadi. The honours for most runs scored were jointly claimed by USA teammates Nikar Doshi and captain Chetna Pagidiala. West Indies under-19 head coach Marissa Aguilera reflected on the team's performance and emphasized the developmental aspect of their strategy.
I am pleased. We have so many positive coming out of this series. We now got together as a team after the regional tournament, and it's a new bunch of girls, and we are about development right now. I think it's about understanding the structure and what we have to work with, and just putting the proper structure in place going forward. So it has been, you know, a good series. Unfortunately, we came out on the losing end, but at the end of the day, these things happen, and we need to, as I always tell the girls, you know, it's always good to go out there, express yourself, see where you are as a player, and try to learn from it.
Addressing future plans, Aguilera stressed the importance of continuous game exposure.
Didn't play sufficient games, so it's all about, you know, getting everything together. We have a schedule in place, but, you know, we still have to work on the confirmation.
USA head coach Hilton Moreng celebrated his team's successful outing and shared their primary objectives.
For us, mainly, the focus is the 2027 World Cup. We've got a young squad that we assembled. We needed to expose them to this level, so it's a great opportunity for us.
Moreng expressed his satisfaction with his team's achievements in their first outing together.
Very, because in a very sense that it's the first time they play together, and then they play a lot against each other, but never as a team. So the first series as a team. So I think from this we have a lot of learnings. West Indies play well on their conditions. They also challenged us, and then they pushed. So for us, I think we just can keep building from this.
The USA coach also highlighted the importance of series like these for developing players at a young age.
It's very important. I think the more they play, the only way they can learn. I think at the end of the day, there's not a lot of opportunities for them at this young age to play representing their country. So when these kind of opportunities come, I think you want to have as many as you can. That's the only way they can grow and get better, because I think the next step from them post the World Cup is to see if they can get themselves in the senior team.
With both teams focused firmly on the future, this series offered valuable insights and development opportunities as they gear up for upcoming international commitments.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. Pleasant viewing.